Looking for the best two-way radios today? We've looked at lots of two-way radios and picked the best ones based on their price, how clear they sound, how easy they are to use, and their cool features. First, we will show you which is the best budget pick. A cheap walkie-talkie, which, however, works great, feels good in your hand, and can handle a bit of rain and dust. Then there's our top premium radio. It's well made, easy to carry, and has special features like being water resistant and having different ways to charge it. Our best overall choice is perfect for outdoor adventures with a long battery life, clear sound, and it can pick up weather alerts. All the details, including prices and links to these two-way radios, are right down in the description. So let's get started. Number 3, Baofeng F22, best budget two-way radio. The colorful and well-priced Baofeng F22 is a lovely FRS radio for those on a budget. Its price comes down to less than $10, and the construction is tolerably good. Also, even though it is remarkably well-priced, it doesn't feel cheap. Baofeng made this radio a little wider and taller than the usual crop of budget FRS radios on the market. I think that gives it a good feel in the hands, and the buttons can be larger for better convenience. The casing feels solid and looks good. Also, it is rated at IP54, which means it is mostly dustproof and can handle a few drops of water, like a light rain, without damage. Though make no mistake, the water resistance is perfunctory, and I would not trust this radio to survive if it gets wet. Another thing to like about the casing is the colors. The dual tone and colors look pretty good. It is sometimes suggested that this is a radio for children because apparently adults cannot have colors. Well, it's also available in an all-black offering for those who prefer their radio with the more classic look. Perhaps a part of the reason for the low cost of this radio is the lack of an internal battery. Instead, you'll have to get 3 AA batteries. With that in mind, it might not be the right pick for someone who intends to use these radios extensively, but it probably works better for people who want the FRS transceivers for occasional use. Of course, you could always use rechargeable nickel metal hydrate batteries, if you prefer. The F22 often gets compared to another cheap offering by Baofeng, the BF888S walkie-talkie. Their costs can be similar, plus the 888S has a built-in battery. However, the 888S is not strictly an FRS transceiver. It's a UHF radio that users are expected to program to the frequencies they are legally allowed to transmit on. Although this includes FRS frequencies, the setup can feel overly complicated. On the other hand, F22 is ready to go right out of the box. Since this is an FRS radio, the power output is set to be lower than 2 watt. This also means that the range is limited. The company deserves some appreciation for being upfront about the range. They say it is up to 3 miles, but often lower. And they're right. Most FRS radios would struggle to communicate at half a mile. There are some better respected brands that still claim that their FRS radios can hit 30 miles or more in range. While that is possible, users will almost never see such a range in practical use. Other notable features on this transceiver include the ability to receive NOAA weather channels, a flashlight, Vox, decently sized backlit LCD, 155 privacy codes, dual monitoring, Roger beep, call function, and a choice from 8 ringtones. The package also includes a belt clip and lanyard for the walkie-talkie. Overall, Baofeng F22 is a great budget pick. It's ready for use right out of the box, it's simple to use, and is especially useful for those who want occasional use out of the radio, although the device is versatile enough to be good for those who want to use it more frequently. Number 2, Motorola Talkabout T470, best premium two-way radio. Motorola Talkabout T470 is our premium pick for this category, and it shows that off with style and substance. Motorola Solutions has been in the walkie-talkie business for a long time, and the Talkabout range has a solid reputation, and the T470 carries on that legacy. It has a great build quality and feel. They've kept the radio at a decent size, so it feels good in the hands. It could be a lot smaller, and if you consider the plastic loop going around the actual body of the radio, you'd see that there is a conscious choice in making the body a bit bigger than it needs to be. Of course, this change is not without its issues. The loop at the bottom can be used as a way to attach a carabiner or even a lanyard and make carrying the device easier. If you're more traditional, there's room for a belt clip as well. The clip is dependable, and the mechanism to add or remove it is straightforward. A simple detail I like about this radio is that the front panel is quite seamless. The digital display and buttons below it fit quite organically, and the radio appears to have a nice, clean finish. On its top, there's a small flap that covers the headphone jack, then there's a flashlight and a knob that controls the volume and also acts as a way to turn the transceiver on or off. That little flap is important. It solidifies this radio's rating as an IPX4 device. That means it's water resistant and splash proof. It can handle being in light rain, but heavy rain or being submerged in water will damage the radio. There's another flap to the side of the radio. This one holds a micro USB port that you can use for charging the device. It is also compatible with the conventional dock chargers, so the multiple charging options are a nice touch. These options also flow to the battery. It comes with a rechargeable 800 mAh battery pack, but you could also run the radio on 3 AA batteries. In looks and style, the T470 is quite similar to the T800. Though discontinued now, the T800 was a slightly more capable and expensive radio. It had Bluetooth and could connect to a smartphone with the Talk About app. This added features like sending small texts or using the mobile to call a radio. Other notable features on the T470 include the use of 22 FRS channels, 121 privacy codes, NOAA weather radio with alerts, emergency alerts, and VibraCall alert for communication. On that topic, the expected communication range for this device should be around 1 mile, and it can vary a lot with environmental conditions. Motorola continues to claim 35-mile range, which is possible only in very specific and extremely rare conditions. Overall, Motorola T470 is a well-built two-way radio with a good set of features. It's a good pick for kids, adults, and experienced users as well. Number 1, Midland T71 VP3 X-Talker, our top choice. Midland X-Talker T71 is an offering geared for those who want a pair of two-way radios and prefer a more mobile or outdoor setting. It includes 2 Midland X-Talker T71 FRS walkie-talkies with associated accessories like a desktop charger with dual charging cradles and a carrying case. The X-Talker T71 radios work on the FRS channels and don't need a license to operate. One of the biggest draws to Midland X-Talker T71 walkie-talkies is their range. Midland says that the walkie-talkies in the Midland X-Talker T77 VP5 have a range of 38 miles. That sounds quite impressive, but with a catch. This is possible only under ideal conditions, which are rare, to say the least. In practical use, the line of sight between walkie-talkie users is dramatically shorter, which means that clear communication over a mile would be a job well done, and the same can be said for most walkie-talkies. Moving on, a dedicated button is available for NOAA weather channels and scanning. You can also set the walkie-talkie for NOAA alerts, where the radio will automatically play a warning if there is a risk of severe weather in your area. Enabling Vox or eVox means you don't have to press the PDT button to transmit over the walkie-talkie. Simply speaking close to the radio will activate it and transmit the voice. Once you're done using the radios or want to charge them, simply drop them in the desktop charger. The charger has a spot for 2 radios and will charge them simultaneously. This setup is especially useful for the outdoors where power outlets for individual devices are usually in short supply. When fully charged, the included nickel metal hydride batteries will keep the walkie-talkies going for about 6 to 8 hours, depending on usage. Transmitting at the highest power, 2 watt, takes the most energy, while using medium 1 watt and low 0.5 watt will keep the battery running for longer. If you need to use the radio longer and the battery runs out, you can swap the nickel metal hydride battery for 3 AA batteries. Overall, Midland X-Talker T71 is a decent two-way radio that has good features, convenience, and an attractive price point. All these make it our top choice if you're looking for a reliable two-way radio.